Alright guys, so about earlier this afternoon, or maybe about 6 o'clock, apparently the fire department showed up to this homeless camp that's behind our house, and we've been watching it, and now it's about 3 hours later and they're still there. And I was trying to use a monocular to see what's going on, but obviously the trees are in the way, so we're trying to figure out what's going on. And it's interesting because just recently, you can see the police just showed up, so we're trying to figure out, but I can't get to a good angle. Now this homeless camp back here has been growing and growing in the past maybe 6 months. Started off as just a couple, and now there's a couple of structures. Apparently some guy was driving by dropping wood off, and these guys would pick up the wood that was abandoned and they started building structures, like one-room structures. So I've been trying to figure out what's going on now. Me being in emergency medicine for 30 years, the fire department's been there. As far as medics have not been there yet, and the police just showed up recently. So what that tells me is that it's a probable homicide, or someone died for sure, because when it's a DOA or someone's already died, maybe the ambulance had already shown up, but they called it. Now they're just waiting for the coroner to show up. And then why would the police just barely show up? I mean, the police force here in Tacoma is small, but I didn't think it was that small. So we're trying to figure out and see, and that's been the problem is, these homeless encampments come and they start just growing and growing and growing. Now these guys are screaming and yelling all night long. That guy right there in the middle, that tent, with that little pit in the front of it, that guy burns fires all night long. And apparently, if you see where that shopping cart is right there, there was a guy that used to sleep there on a mattress and would scream, apparently for sure schizophrenic, and would scream like somebody was talking to him, or or just bothering him. So now, and the city doesn't do anything, and that's not just about keeping this place clean and making sure that they do something for these folks, but it's a complete hazard, because look, things like this happen. Christmas morning, we heard a big boom in the same area, and it turns out that these guys were burning something, and it turned out to be some kind of a pressure container. But anyways, yeah, so trying to figure out what's going on, but not sure what, we don't see, I can't see the fire department. There was a group of guys that were walking away not too long ago, and the cops are there. So I don't know. What was that? Is that fire department? That's about as high as I can go. So I don't know. I definitely think either somebody was murdered, or because if it was an overdose, it wouldn't just be first responders. I mean, EMS would show up for sure, to continue the sustainment of homeostasis, and they would have packaged them and taken them, and everyone would have gone by now. But the fire department's still there, the police are there, so definitely I think it's a homicide. And these guys are always screaming and yelling back there, and for sure I think it's the same female, always yelling like something's going on. You can hear domestic stuff happening back there all night long. And the city doesn't do anything about it. The city of Tacoma, the city council, nobody does anything about it. As a matter of fact, calls have been made, and the police and fire department show up, and they see this, and they turn around and just take off. Our taxes at work. So I don't know, guys. We'll keep a look on this, and then let you know what transpires. All right? Okay.